from doubles to pairs. This is the Goblets, and more athletes back from Rio. Brooks, Boulding and Tarrant on the left of our picture were the British men's reserves for Rio. That's a difficult thing. We'll talk about that perhaps a little bit as we go. And on the right of our picture, we've got George Christian and Tom Christian. They share a birthday, twins, from Phoenix Boat Club out of Bedford, and they're off. Joining me now, Greg Searle.
Yeah, fantastic to join you here, Matt, and see this standout crew really from Oxford Brooks. As you say, they've just come back from Tokyo as well, the Olympic spares, and let's see if this young crew in front of us, the shared birthdays, can stay in the race at all here.
So, Greg, you know a thing or two about pairs, you know a thing or two about racing with brothers. How do you approach pairs racing at Henley?
Yeah, I mean, I guess you can get the best out of each other by moving physically together, and I guess having the same thoughts in your head as you move together. I guess for today, you know, it's a pretty tough draw to come up against these two, because I suppose everything in rowing, you know, you've only got half the job, do you? You look at it here, one person's got half the oar, the other one's got the other half going out the other side, so you've got to move together, balance together and so on. And what would be better than doing it with your twin? Yeah,
a tall order for the twins from Phoenix Boat Club, and a good day at the office for Boulding and Tarrant. Really talented athletes each, tons of experience between them. Matt Tarrant, I remember seeing him sitting in the British Stewards winning 4 here, beating the Italians in a fantastic final a couple of years back. He's real class. He's been in and around the core of the British team for many years, and with Morgan Boulding, actually they have a spares race at the Olympics, which is you know, a bit of a bitter pill to swallow, but you go out there with determination like Matt Tarrant, double winner of that race, he says with a little bit of irony, but like, what a great display of pairs racing. And you know, both brilliant athletes, and these teams are built, the success of teams is built on the foundations of athletes like these.
Well, I think you're right, Matt. I mean, great athletes, as you say. Matt Tarrant, a 5-time winner at Henley, but great athletes, also just great characters. As you say, to be that spare, that reserve at the Olympics. I was chatting with Ollie Cook just earlier out of the Great Britain Coxless 4, and he was saying just how supportive these two were of the rest of the team, and having to do those roles that you do when you have to sub in if someone's got an injury, if someone's fatigued, you end up subbing into all sorts of different boats, and these two are always doing it in a really positive way and really supporting the rest of the team doing everything they possibly could to help the ones who are actually going to go and race.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been there myself, Greg, and it's a tough one, and I think that sort of toughness and the way you approach it and the way you deal with it is a mark of character. And I've got to say, Matt Tarrant in particular shares his love of rowing with the world. He's encouraging people from outside rowing to get into it himself, building up a huge amount of engagement online, which has been wonderfully appreciated through lockdown. So Morgan Boulding in the bow seat, Matt Tarrant at stroke, familiar track for them. Brooks athletes rowed together for years, been in the British team together for years, won medals here, know this place like the back of their hands, and having a nice start to their campaign in the Goblets.
Yes, pretty smooth display, isn't it? They're just enjoying rowing up the course here, as we see the wind's pretty much gone away from the course. It's pretty nice conditions now at this time of day, and yeah, they're hogging the picture, they're hogging the beauty shot, and that is a beauty shot at the end of the Henley course.
Yeah, if you're in the enclosures looking down on this talented British pair, in sight now of Henley Church as they approach the finish line, the last couple of 100 metres of the Goblets. There's many famous names on that trophy too, and this is why we row, this is why we want to race at Henley, to follow in the footsteps of people like that, to get your names on trophies like Matt has done, the stewards and others in the past here at Henley.
Yeah, that's right. It's something pretty special here, isn't it? That you get your name in the programme, you get to keep that, you get your name that goes down in the records, and if you do well enough to end up winning, you get a name engraved on the trophy, not just your name, but yeah, all the names of your crewmates, not just the club, but you're there forever.
Writing history and writing a small chapter in history each race today. What a packed programme we've had. We've had hugely variable conditions, some upsets, some overturns, some really exciting racing. And as we see, Morgan Boulding and Matt Tarrant, Oxford Brookes University, Britain's Olympic team members, straight from Tokyo, straight to what they love doing, which is rowing at Henley. And against them have been George Christian and Tom Christian, Phoenix Boat Club, the twins from Bedford. Little word to each other, happy with that. Nice day at the office for these guys. Thank you for what you do. Welcome back to Henley. Welcome home. Well done to the twins, George and Tom Christian from Phoenix Boat Club. So that is a result in the Goblets, the men's pairs event, the open men's pairs event, Boulding and Tarrant beating Christian and Christian.
He got splashed by one of the boats.